Hello everyone, this is Mark III and welcome back to Industries of Titan, where it's nice and toasty in my magma-full land, and as you probably saw over there, my citizens are, well, dying again? I don't know why. They seem to be dying at a steady rate though, so I should probably, well, I was going to say I should probably do something about that, but I don't think I can. Also, why are you powered off? Oh, I see. Well, that's a bit of an unfortunate look there, isn't it? Okay. So yes, welcome back. We are Caring Corporation, Sunshine and Rainbows, the people love us, forever and ever, amen. Check our objectives again. As we did at the end of last time, we have control centers, energy plants, and fuel stockpiles for the most part. So yeah, that should be good. We were running a bit short on power, but in the moment since I started recording and now, this power plant came online, so it was like, that's okay. I think this would be a good spot over here for some more. Yeah. I do kind of wish that doubled up power plants counted as two, but they don't. If they did, it would be a lot easier. But no, technically they are one building. They also seem to be, yep, struggling for waste. I need to burn more stuff and help terraform the atmosphere. I'm still convinced that's exactly how it works. Okay. Other than that, much more to say. All we need is to keep on building more of the same and just stockpile the rest of the resources to get our goals. So that's probably what I'm going to settle in and do. To be honest, I find this is more of a slow burn on this game than when there's actually the combat aspects of it, versus if there's no combat aspect going on. If there's a combat aspect, then I'll pick you up. Then there's another gear, another layer to what you're doing. But then otherwise it's like you set when that bit's lost, it's like slow down and wait for stuff to happen. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it is a feeling I think I've been noticing on the last couple of maps. It seems like there's less to do when you have to worry about the rebels coming and knocking on your door, asking for sugar. Well, joke's on them. We never grant our citizens sugar. So that would be an imported luxury. We don't import expensive things like that for the common folk. Executives only. Yeah, that's the ticket. Executives get sugar. Commoners don't. It's probably the first thing on a list of many things, to be entirely honest, given what we know about this setting. Of course, the first thing I do as soon as I got that conversion center online is I use it for its intended role. Remote access of the conversion centers within my headquarters. Just so I don't have to click in and do that. I mean, like, that's one of the things sometimes, isn't it? You're just trying to optimize the different things you're trying to do. Of course, upgrading this means that's struggling down there, but well, I can do a lot more with my current citizens' limits. We must have greater technology. Faster resource patch harvesting. Yep. That'll let me clear those out a bit faster. I think these two will be the last ones I'll set up in terms of, remote fuel, remote control centers. You know what I'm on about. Remote control tails to operate stuff. If I need any more after this, I'll just slap them down within my own territory. I think I don't need any more. Well, that's no. I've already done that with power. Might as well do that with the control sensors as well, if we need any more of those. Need another 4 power plants, apparently. And another 3 control centers. Okay, time to do what I said and put them down wherever I can fit them. Ooh, this will be a good spot for some of it. Then again, it's in a... That is a prime fuel gathering spot, I suppose. Ah, over here. This one's less important. Hello, Doctor.
Founder, are you checking up on me after you heard about Gara Security trying to poach me?
No.
Well, never fear. I turned her down, after taking plenty of time to consider it, of course. I would so hate to leave you in the lurch. After all, Titan's regulations mean I can take all my research with me if I ever go, and you could do nothing about it. Oh, not that I would, of course. I'm not that kind of man. Though there are many on Titan who would gladly slit your throat for a few credits. I'm not like that. As long as you keep me well stocked in artifacts and assistance, I will surely be loyal to your esteemed corporation. I would not be surprised if you decided to go after Gara Security more aggressively after this. I bet they have many resources we could use if you were to destroy them.
If
and
you
of
were
course,
to destroy
you
them.
must protect your reputation. You wouldn't want to appear weak, now would you?
I think he's trying to tell me to attack and destroy our opponent. Actually, is that a thing we can do? They are a rival, and they can win before we do. You know what? Let's have a quick poke and see what happens. Calypso, head over in the general direction of our corporate rival. Is actual direct corporation to corporation warfare a thing? Let's find out. For science. Of course, we've got to remember, the good doctor, he's such a nice sort. Oh, here we are. I was wondering where they were. He's such a nice sort, so of course he would never leave just for a few credits. Hi? Apparently it might be a thing. How interesting. Yep, I think they are hostile. Wander a little bit closer, and they start warding off. Okay. So that is a thing. We could attack our rival. If we actually cared about it. I mean, the thing is, I'm actually going to meet my goals quite happily without them actually having a look in. So. Is that something I should do in the future? Just attack a rival and wipe them out completely? We can probably take over their buildings and then just have their resources for ourselves. That's probably how that works, but we can go full-on rebel if we want to and just kill the opposition. Alright, that should be my power plant objective as soon as this one gets a person into it. Double check, and yep, that'll be my power plants. Just need those command centers. Yeah, that was a bit of a silly whoopsie on that one. Saying command centers, I actually slapped them down over there. For a moment though, it genuinely escaped me that I still have the objective that requires me to get controlled territory as well. There's nothing to worry. I mean, we can scrap stuff down for a complete return on investment, so that's not a problem. Just even my perfection sometimes gets ahead of itself. Is that the way to phrase it? Yeah, that's the way to phrase it. Okay. Sort of. I never make mistakes. Well, let's be honest, I frequently do. Usually, it's kind of silly though. Or at least I find it a bit silly. But anyway, that should be enough fuel storage. Once I upgrade these things to max, that should be enough for the fuel storage objective as well, which just leaves the isotope storage. How bad is that one? 750. That should tick up without too much trouble. Though just in case, I have just put together a mine over there which will be operating on the isotope patch to get me more isotopes, so I don't have to scramble to try and find them. And in other news, the household waste from all of our lovely citizens is steadily going down. 2 smokestacks does the job. Though I've also got an air purifier here, so just to show I care, it'll stop the pollution from getting too far towards the citizens area, because it is kind of creeping over there a little bit. You need to be aware of that. Okay, the shortcut on that one is U. There we go. I have enough command well, 1 command center short. Oh, because you're not powered. Alright. Nearly there. There was 1 more going in, but we don't need it. We have the territory. We don't need that one there now. We have everything except for isotope cultivator, because, you know, upgrades are expensive for isotopes. But we have gold, and we already know that going above the requirement for gold is not required, so GG, we win. Victory!
You have done well by the council, Founder. Congratulations.
My life for my life for the council. Yes. Definitely that. We've still not unlocked the ability in game to actually do this with our waste, just dump it into a fissure. I still don't know why that pops open the web browser every time. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Okay. 30 points. 30 points. What should I do with those? I think starting credits. Extra research speed on different things, but I don't really care about the research speed at all. That's never really been an issue. In fact, we've got 2 8s. Let's go ahead and we'll start with more supported employees. More standard employees, that'll boost things as well. And yeah, let's confirm all that. Okay, right, next mission. We have got... That's one we need, that's one we just done. So this one is a hard one. High winds, hostile terrain. Although there's this one down here, which we need to get access to that, because there's also this one over here, which is another hard one. Oh, this is an easy one. Military, tenacious, economic, and energy. Not worth much in the grand scheme of things, I guess. Let's smack out another easy one, shall we? Yeah, this ties to what I was saying before. Combat is so common in Titan that Titanians should only be fighting when the skies are silent. It means something much more dangerous is brewing. I think that kind of expresses what was getting to me, like, towards the end of that last map, and like what I felt previous. It's like when the threat of the combat is gone, the anticipation starts to build of something worse happening. Alright, what have we got? Aromatherapy. Pollution increases habitability, but pollution is more harmful to distance. And apparently we get paid to field test that? Extra credits? That will make keeping a civilian population a nightmare. 20% of the day's earnings if citizen health is above. Penalty if citizen health is below. Kind of rough, that. Off-brand devices. 40% fewer minerals to construct devices, but 4 times longer to build. Funny enough, all of these give us a bonus if we try and do it. This one will... Well, it's kind of hard. If something goes wrong, we'll be stuck way below the 50%. Sorry, below 85%. This one will cause our civilian population trouble. So off-brand devices, I think, which means devices are slower to put together, but they are cheaper too. Nothing much to really be said over that. Oh well. Let's go ahead and start scanning up and see what we can do to start. Already it's looking very hospitable around here. Now that the weather's cleared a bit, we can see clearly. I mean, this is unfortunate. Look at how hemmed in our starting zone actually is. There's not even a way for a road to get out this side, so it's just like this entire third here is the only way I can really go. And that means going through these resource patches if I want to go down towards my isotope node, which I really should. Anyway, yeah, we should also check the corporate objectives we've got. Let's see. Fuel turbine. That was easy. Industrial fans. Okay. Resource patches, science labs, transport hubs, artifacts. Multiple transport hubs. Oddly enough, in this game, I've kind of found that one transport hub, well, one merged transport hub is enough for everything. So that's a bit of an odd one. Multiple transport hubs. But if it didn't require me to stretch a little bit, it wouldn't be a corporate goal now, would it? At least that's fairly safe to say. You missed one. Is that all of it? That is all of it. Okay. Actually, you know what? I think I've thought of a little challenge for myself for this one. How about this? I'm only allowed to make one-tile buildings. Not merged buildings, just one-tile buildings. And I'm not allowed to use residential or office buildings unless the objective requires it. Which it might later on, but yeah. That means I have to house and employ my residents in factory buildings. Which, to be honest, apart from a couple for resource processing, then it's just like do whatever you want and nothing happens. So, yeah. How does that sound? Do something a little bit strange, definitely not normal, and see how it goes. If nothing else, it'll make me develop floor plans for these buildings just to fit different purposes, and rather than just like put down 2 factories and say that's it, I'm kind of done with them for the most part. Of course, there are some buildings I can't duplicate the function of with factories. And I'll say one conversion center because just so I have the external control for it. But yes, what else could we get away without? I think the only other one we can get away without is the power plants and the well, power plants, engine depots, fuel turbines, and silos. But we do need turbines for the objective. So let's not do that one. Let's just say no residential stuff. See how well that turns out. It's either going to go okay or it's going to be kind of bad. That implies that she was calling to get her family out before a rebel attack. She really likes being the rebels, but some of the things she struggles with, like protecting her own family, I suppose. Anyway, I do not have any blueprints for a small factory. It shows how often I do this. Okay. I also have to think of what I want to do with positioning the factories as well, because one slight issue is factory housing provides no pollution protection. So I have to be far more careful than usual. So that's why I've actually got purifiers and fans unlocked. I think fans probably the best bet. They can't breathe in the harmful aromatherapy chemicals in the air if it's all been blown away, can they? That's probably my best bet to try and deal with it. Just blow it all away from anywhere my citizens happen to be living. So that's there and there. So that means my citizens will probably wind up around over here, but there's massive crevice over that way. Very useful. Yeah, I think that'll work. Behold my first factory floor dedicated to tier 1 isotope and mineral processing. This is just like swap out the two inputs as needed. But it also has a bit of battery, a bit of fuel, and it's about as tightly packed as I think it'll be, because the big problem is the size of the processors and the modules, really. All fully functional though. So let's go ahead and name this blueprint Tier 1 Processing. There we go. Okay. Interesting little tidbit though. You know the power plant floor I've put together a couple of times? Never actually saved it. So that's something I've got to do. There we go. And the last thing is a bit of power storage, because that's what this floor does. But we've also, because of the initial startup, we wind up doing a floor plan for power and a floor plan for fuel as well. So just, if you think I should do the logical thing and continue this challenge onwards with our off-brand devices, just like doing this, I guess we could call it the off-brand challenge. Since my devices are off-brand and harder to build, I should use them as much as possible. I don't know. Might be an interesting twist on it. But we're so early in this particular map, we can decide if we want to do that or not as well. I just have to get some stuff processed up, that's the main thing. Will we be able to rush the rebel camp? I mean, there's 2 camps. We might be able to rush it. We'll have enough space to at least get one thing over there, with room for a road to get past as well. I nearly built it down here, which would have cut off a road access, but yeah. To be honest, the main thing with going pure factory, apart from protecting the citizens from pollution effects, is that the fact that the internal fuel and power stuff is slightly less efficient. That's why I prefer the external ones. They just you get more out of them. But it shouldn't be too bad. It should be entirely doable. Maybe it would be a map modifier to do that as well, but I doubt it, because it might be too limiting, locking off certain buildings. Plus it might clash with the corporate objectives as well, so they probably don't have that in the mix somewhere. I would have though. Anyway, now I just need to work out a floor plan for level 2. Level 1 barely fits, level 2 is going to be fun. Oh, I think that is kind of tight, that. If it works properly and it gets power to everything it's supposed to, then this is actually kind of close. There's only like one module missing from each of these processors, which is better than I thought I'd do, given how bulky these things are. But I managed to smush them together in the middle like that. Of course, they are slow compared to the normal ones, because the module I sacrificed in this case is the employee modules. But that's 1 input, 2 outputs. And for my filtering, I'll just stash the input materials over here. So level 2s get stashed in this corner, and then they just go straight into the input next to them. Very fancy. Of course, that one's already full of waste, so it's like, yeah, it's going to fill up real quick. So let's go ahead and select you. You are for tier 2 processing. Another thing, because of how tight this one is there's like a tiny bit of fuel storage, but no real power storage in here, so it doesn't really contribute in terms of storage. But There's still 2 processing machines packed into a single factory tile. I like it. And of course I'm going to grab the old power plant generator thing in here as well. Just the power plant tile. Yay! And continue from there. With Tier 3 processing kicking in, we should be able to afford to get our first shipyard fairly soon, I think. And one last floor, of course, we have ourselves a fuel turbine floor. I could have admittedly fit in a bit more fuel storage and then going small, but if I'm going to go in the spirit in this entire thing, I guess I should have a floor dedicated to being batteries and a floor dedicated to just fuel storage as well. Just to round out the set, you know? Got to have a bit of everything. Oh, apparently I also built this slightly wrong as well. Ah well. That's fine. And just like that, we have ourselves another power plant rack. Apparently having the shipyard available was just slightly too much for it. So we had to get more power generation going on. So with that said, now we should have a shipyard. How much do the ship unlocks cost again? 5k. If I wanted to, I could afford to unlock a medium. Oh, hi.
Founder, have you ever gone to one of those council social events with the off-moon industrialists? No, probably not. You're too busy running this city, aren't you? Well, I get invited, and they're agonizing. Oh, you're a miner, they ask. Oh, you dig rocks. How nice. And then I have to say, no, it's a lot more than that. I am a steward of this moon's precious resources. I am the guardian of its golden key, a metaphorical key. Sure, miners on Earth might just dig rocks, but I'm also a structural engineer and a diplomat. Founder, keep an eye out for these foolish off-mooners. They've been at so many parties, it's suspicious. I think they're in negotiations to outsource some branches of Council Ops. Those new arrivals think they can replace monitors like me, but Titan will defeat them.
Fair enough, that. A miner doesn't mean you just dig holes. And let's be fair, the term Earth actually means all sorts of things because there's so many different components mixed in with it. I just have to figure out the ship. I've not built one of those ships for quite a while, actually. And actually Rebel Threat is almost maxed out, so we do need that ship to defend ourselves. Let's see what I can do. Got to remember this thing can handle 3 weapons. And a crew of up to 9. So about 2/5 of our crew, our employees, will be on this ship if we fully staff it. Need to pay attention to that.
Time to finish what I started last time, don't you think?
No, I do not
Founder,
think.
we know their moves by now.
I do not think.
Get out
Not
there
at all.
and
No,
beat them.
go away, go away. Go away. I have a slight issue. As in, my ship is not actually functional yet. So I made it as far as the very last piece, which is the crew pods. And that's when my minerals supply decided to run out. Literally, I ran out of minerals on the very last thing possible, and the sort of thing that would reduce my threat level as well, because less employees equals less threat, as we found out last time. So, worst possible time for me to run out. And of course I got no credit, so I can't repair stuff either. Oh no. Because part of the issue is, all I can do really is put it out if it catches fire. Repairs are not available. Yeah, like that. Oh no, that's just bad damage, no. Oh, there we go. Now it's on fire. I can go and fix it again. Though no hit points shall be gained. That said, though, this ship is now ready. So let's go ahead and do it. This is the Telesto class. Copy that. And launch. Get out of here. Because I need you like right now before your power supply to the shipyard gets knocked out. There's nothing that can stop the launch now. Hello there. Ah yes, another fine marvel of rebel engineering, that. Very much so. Let's go keep blasting you. Let's also blast your power supply. And actually, yeah, let's just do that there, because that way 3 lasers hit, the crew have 3 hit points, so that should insta-kill whoever's trying to operate the weapon. Now the thing about this is, once again, built with lessons from before, so almost anything can be accessed. Yep, that guy got killed. Almost anything can be accessed for repair, as much as reasonable with the size of the modules installed. There's also like plenty of fuel, good battery. There's actually a balance of power, so it doesn't have any spare power to juice up the batteries. There is that, but apart from that, that's a pretty solid one. Maybe I should have gone with 3 small lasers, then it could just like pick off the crew, like much faster than this one does. There we go.
Council money may buy you weapons, but it doesn't buy you morals.
You can pay the moles to go away, though. At least so I hear. Of course, I've never done that. No. I've definitely not done that. But yes, anyway, we now have ourselves a defender. We have ourselves a start. We have ourselves some floor plans to do our expansion. I've enabled that. Does that affect the stuff inside you? No, they're still off. I have to go back in and adjust those manually. Don't know why there's a guy there, even though it was off. Ah well. But yeah, we're going to end it there though. So, this has been Iron Mark 3, thank you. Oh, I know why, because I turned the module off, I didn't free up the employee, which is what I intended. So yeah. This has been Iron Mark 3, thank you all very much for watching, hope you guys have been enjoying the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps out the channel, gives me those virtual headbats I oh so crave. And we'll catch you all some other time. Let me know if you think I should go ahead with this as much as possible just factories idea, because I do think it's something I've not really done before. If only there were slight variances in how the factories look, but they are all, well, it's just prefab built factories, isn't it? That fits the theme. But yeah, see you all later.